Hello, fellow plant lover. This video is all about the care for a plant I love. And it actually dances, as you can see. Woo! It has a little movement to it. This is Dancing Bones Cactus. I love it, except for one thing that can be problematic. So stick around to see what issue I have with this plant. It's not a big enough issue to not grow it, though. First of all, I want to get the plant on this riser so you can see it, but my dwarf rubber plant grows on it. I just thought you might want to see it because it's a fun little plant, and it does really well. But it's just a baby compared to my bigger rubber plant. Here it is. I paid $21 for this plant about 6 years ago, and now it's just about to fit the ceiling. So it's doing great. They're such great plants. But let's get, and there's a string of pearls hanging in the window. I need to prune that because the trails are getting long. Anyway, let's get back to Dancing Bones. This video comes as a request from one of my viewers who lives here in the town that I live in. So I hope you're watching this. And also, speaking of the town I live in, I want to say hi to Melody, who I met in the parking lot at Walgreens a week or so ago. So, Melody, I will be watching. It was nice to meet you. Just wanted to do a big show and tell on my other plants. But now it's up on this riser so you can better see it. It has a great form. This one is an epiphytic cactus as opposed to desert cactus. I live in the southern Arizona desert, so this one is one that is native to the tropical rainforest. So that is one good thing to know about this plant. And the botanical name is Hatiora. It was Rick Salis. Don't you just hate it when they change the genuses? It's like, I just learned the name of that plant, and now it's changed. Just like they changed Sansevieria to Dracaena. Anyway, Hatiora Salicornioides is the botanic name on this one, and it goes by, as I said, Dancing Bones, because the leaf segments, the stem segments look like bones on a skeleton. Also goes by Drunkard's Dream. Not quite sure where that came from. And Bottle Cactus. So I'll cover size first. You usually buy them in a 4-inch pot. They're upright. They're small. And then as they grow, they become more of this weepy form. These stems get heavier and they start to trail down. Mine is from tip to tip. It's a little over 3 feet. I'm not sure how much bigger it actually gets. I thought they maxed out at 3, but who knows? I'll see. But that is the size. But just expect if you get that in one, it's going to do this here. And in terms of growth rate, I'd say it's moderate. It goes through spurts almost. It seems to go through stages of growth where it's sort of slow and then it goes. So I'd say moderate. I think I got it about 5 years ago in San Diego, 5-6 years ago. Or did I get this in Phoenix? I forget. I buy plants here and there. But anyway, it was small and now it's all sort of weepy and gorgeous. So how this plant is used, I always like to cover that too. It's either a tabletop plant or it can be used as a hanging plant. It will also be sweet and a little dish garden too. So now we are on to light exposure. And I thought, well, instead of just standing in the kitchen and talking about it, I would show you where it grows. It grows on this chest in the living room, the 16-foot, or it was the 16-foot pothos. It's we can 8-foot pothos now. Is behind it. It's very bright. There's a picture window right over there. It's a north exposure, but I'm in Arizona, so it's an extremely sunny state. Well, it is a sunny state in America. And then the front door is over there. There's a glass panel by the front door, and there's a window above the front door. I don't have the front door open for a bit more light because the air conditioner will come on, and those things are noisy. So it grows in nice, bright light. It gets beautiful, beautiful light. It's not like a desert cactus where it can take a lot of sun and heat. Today it's about 103 outside with a lot of sun. Woo! Those plants are strong. But it does like bright light. It needs it to look good. It also needs it to flower. So you can have it near a south or west window, but not in the window. So this is one that's really not good for low light at all, but it seems to be very happy in this spot. And when it's not boiling hot out or freezing cold, I will have the door open for more light. I'll pull out a bit so you can see how it hangs over. There's a snake plant down there. There's a raindrop, peperomia over there. I am going to be doing a video about the raindrop, peperomia, because it is such a great plant. But now we're on to watering. And this one, like with any plants, it's hard to tell you exactly how much to water or how often. It is on epiphytic cactus again. The water, epiphytic plants grow on other plants, and the water just washes through them. They take the moisture they need, and then poof, it's gone. Of course, it does rain a lot, but so you have to find that fine little line between not watering it too much and not keeping it bone dry like you would a desert cactus. So I let mine completely dry out, and then I will water again. So in the summer, it's every maybe 10 days. In the winter, it's every 14 to 20 days. So that is what I water. But mine is in a very loose mix also, and I'm in a pretty warm climate. You can adjust according to your climate, and with watering, you always want to back off on the frequency in the winter because the days tend to be shorter, the sunshine. Well, the days aren't that much shorter. They're still 24 hours, but the daylight be shorter. Oh, yes, we have 19-hour days in the wintertime. All right, so let's go back again in the kitchen. Temperature and humidity. This plant likes it anywhere from, because it's been grown in the tropical rainforest, and not this particular plant, but it's close to relatives. It's the sun, it temps between 70 to 85. Even in the summer here, I keep my house at 80, so it's very happy in the warmer weather, but it seems to adapt to typical household, conditions just fine. And the humidity, that's an issue here, because as I said, I'm in the desert, but I run a humidifier, a small one, in the area where this plant is. And currently we are in summer, so we are having a little bit of monsoon rains. That the humidity is about 45% today, so it's not too bad. But this is one that does like to have a bit of humidity. So in terms of fertilizing and feeding, I do it the same way that I do all my other houseplants, except for orchids and African violets. I feed them a little bit, differently. But my succulents and my tropical houseplants, I give these 3. I do Maxi, I do Robin, and I do Neptune's Harvest. And I fertilize for the end of February through mid-November. We have a long growing season here, a lot of sun. I fertilize it once a month. And I don't combine all these. Like this past weekend, I did Neptune's Harvest. So then next time I do it, it will be the Maxi. So that is what I do. And all these mix in water, and then you just water ball in. Also too, because this plant is regularly planted in this pot, I also top it with a little bit of worm compost, maybe every 2 years, because I'm not planning on repotting it anytime soon. But we'll talk about that later. So that time is here, but first we're going to talk about soil. It likes a very well-draining, aerated soil. It is an epiphytic cactus. Epiphytes grow on other plants. The rain comes, that it just washes through. So we've been hold in the soil at all. So I use my DIY succulent cactus mix blend for this plant. Loves it. It's been in this pot for a while. It's got cocoa chips, cocoa fiber, palmettos, a couple of other things. So it's got a little bit of vermiculite, and it's got a couple other things in there too. But I also, when I plant, I always throw in a bit of worm compost and compost for a bit of just nourishment for plant. So for repotting, yes, I have repotted this plant one time. As I said, it came in a 4-inch pot, and then I regularly planted it in this pot because I really like the pot. But now you can't even see the pot. It's here. Oops. And that's what happens, with this plant is all these little bones and it's fall off is just how it is. But it has one big drain hole on the bottom so the water can flow out and it does hold in. But the best time to repot this plant is in spring or summer is the best time. And you don't have to hurry to repot it. But I'm not going to repot like anytime soon and showing no signs of stress at all. There are worms coming out the bottom, and that's why I wear compost. Because it just adds that little bit of nourishment especially into a plant that is directly planted. And so I wouldn't, unless you think it really needs it or it's been in for like 5-10 years, then go ahead to repot it. But otherwise, it's easy, and that was that. And on to pruning. I have honestly never pruned this plant before. I just let it do its thing. I think I am going to, because it was standing up a little bit more. There was some standing up and some trailing, and some of these branches are getting heavy. So I think I will do a little pruning on it. If anybody wants, I don't know if there's any need or desire for a pruning and propagation video on this plant. If you want it, let me know. I don't know how many people actually have it. Whereas like a pothos, a lot of people want to know how to pruning and propagate a pothos. So if you want something like that, just let me know. But that's, it's in terms of that, it's really easy. And this segues right into propagation. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I always like to be honest. I have never propagated this plant before. I've propagated many succulents, done many videos and blog posts on it, but never this plant. So anyway, but if you want that, let me know. But what you do is you take a segment, cut it like right about there, and then you just propagate it in soil. I think they can propagate in water. I think I'm going to do an experiment and see, and then I will let you know if there is interest on it. Okay, so we are working up to the one problem, with this plant. But first, we're going to talk about a happy topic, flowering. Yes, this plant does flower. Mine does flower the past 3 years. Flowers in this summer. I wouldn't see any coming on it, so hopefully it will flower this year. Also, I don't know if I need to prune it a little bit in a flower, but yes, it does flower. It's got a sweet little yellow flower in it. Now we're on to toxic to pets, which I always like to cover, or toxic to people too. I just hope you're not eating these plants. Remember when I said the genus of this plant was Ripsalis, and then it became Hatiora? Well, this is a Ripsalis here. This is the mistletoe cactus, so it is a relative of this plant. So this one is listed on the ASPCA website as being non-toxic to pets. This one I couldn't find, and there's sort of mixed information on the internet, so I really can't tell you exactly if it is or not. So for the last category or topic, the one issue with I have and with this plant, which is almost all the time, is pests linked to pests. And this is one plant that does get mealybugs. I have over 75 houseplants, other succulents. The only other things that have mealybugs are my lipstick plant, and I think that might be it. My Foya has aphids, currently, but that's the only thing. But this one gets it, and it gets it underneath the segments. I pulled in close, so I just sprayed it the other day. Oh yes, here's a mealybug. It's in the nodes. I don't know if you can actually see. I was looking in the viewfinder, but it's hard to tell because the segments on this plant are white and the mealybug, but it's right there. Oh, here we go. Are we going to be able to see here? Right there. There's some mealybugs there. So I just keep up on the spraying, and sometimes in the winter, there's a what do we want to call it? A whole tribe of it under here. It's small. I think I got most of the big ones. Now that babies are coming through. But it is one that is prone to it, at least in my house. I don't know how it gets it, because there's only one other plant, and the other plant is in the bathroom that has it, so it's not like they're side by side. But anyway, that is the one issue with this plant. And now let me tell you what I spray it with. I spray it with this Captain Jack's insecticidal super soap. This works on aphids too. It's for organic gardening. I will either put it in the shower and spray it there, or I'll take it outside and spray it. And I could probably get a handle on it more if I remembered to spray it every 2 or 3 weeks. But I then go through spurts, when I see it, I'm like, oh gosh, gotta spray. But because this plant is so thick and it has so many nodes, those little cottony creatures love to hang out in there. But they haven't done any damage, to the plant. It still looks good. But if you get one, just keep your eyes out for mealybugs. They might get scale too, because oftentimes succulents and doors will get scale and spider mites. I hope you have found this to be useful. This is one of the plants that was in my wacky, cool houseplants, video. So I just wanted to share it with you, plus I got a request. So there you go. Let's see what else. Oh, thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I appreciate them. Now let's get into our gardens and make our world a more beautiful place. I thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!